You're at the Watchman Way, April 10th, 2020, President Trump's birthday. What's going on around the country? Um, Quite a bit, actually. Durham just issued a bunch of subpoenas, grand jury subpoenas in Washington. I think this is on because then I got a tip that hospitals in California are issuing nurses martial law badges. Why would they do that if they weren't going to declare martial law this next week? I think this might have already started. Um, they could take down the economy and the swamp next week, or starting today. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. Um, Big stuff, guys. I've been saying they had to do this now. They can't. They Even though things are really fluid, you can't do this again. You can't create another virus in 3 months if something happened you weren't ready. This is full steam ahead, and it looks like now that it is going to be. The 10th looks like at least the start date of this thing with Durham, you know, um, serving those subpoenas, um, with martial law badges being issued to hospital employees. I think something's going on. So, uh, we've got to be calm. You know, you, any of you who've been talking about martial law for the last couple of weeks, um, I think understand the fear behind it. And it's totally unfounded. There is no reason to fear martial law. You got a bunch of right-wing nuts. And listen, I'm as right-wing as they come. But I can look at what's going on in the world and see we got nothing to fear from President Trump or his administration or the National Guard or the Marines. They're there for our protection. The virus, as far as protecting us, what have I been talking about for 6 months probably? Sleeper cell attacks after they arrested Obama or Clinton. That they would release sleeper cells and just start shooting places up. And what did I say? Churches, malls, movie theaters, sporting events. Well, guess what? There's no targets. There's no targets on the street for them. And they're being rounded up. So, could it get any better? I mean, not really. It happened quicker, but you can't listen. The globalists, to get to the point they were in 2016, to get to that point took them 300 years. So to do this in 3 years, this is, make no mistake, this is man's greatest accomplishment. This is the biggest event in human history. Barna, when you look at the evil that's being eradicated, when all this goes down, we've got the swamp worldwide. We've got the worldwide economy coming down, resetting, getting all the garbage cleaned out. All the manipulators, all the criminals are going down with the swamp. The satanic pedophiles, to get rid of them, the people that have controlled us for thousands of years since Babylon, in a matter of 3 years. I just think about that one. Thinking about the satanic pedophiles that have been around for 5,000 years. 3 years, they're gone since President Trump took office. This is, bar none, man's greatest accomplishment, greatest achievement, leading to the greatest transfer of wealth in history, leading to man's greatest age, leading to 1,000 years of peace and prosperity. So why would anybody panic? It's ignorance is the only reason, that they don't understand what's really going on. In spite of all the work we've done the last 5 years, there are still people who don't get it, who kept those blinders up, who wouldn't look at anything else, wouldn't listen to us. Well, unfortunately, I think some of them are going to pay in the anxiety they're putting on themselves. And it's crazy. You know, I'm in a better mood every day because of what I see going on. And everybody would be if they understood what's going on. 100% good. There's nothing you can point out right now that's a negative that isn't going to be handled by President Trump. Like, you know, we've got the Second Amendment abuses. We've got the censorship abuses. All that stuff goes away with President Trump. He is going to end all of this. It's got to be taken in order, though. You know, it's got to go step by step. You can't jump ahead because the people are upset about, you know, it's like I've been saying, you know, with this gun grab. It was never going to happen. President Trump could veto it if it went through Congress. He writes an executive order if the governors start it. He was ready. He was ready to roll with an executive order. The basic, it's unconstitutional, guys. It wouldn't stand up in court. The Supreme Court would throw that crap out in a minute. Just like they're going to throw everything else out that we're worried about. We've got the numbers. We're going to have even more because Roberts is going down and Ginsburg, they're finally going to exhume the body. She died months ago. I think in January, Ginsburg died. And the Black Hats got to her body first. And President Trump wasn't going to make a big issue out of it. Because we had the numbers. And we were on track. So he was being smart about this. He picked the battles he needed to fight, and he let other stuff go. It's just like what he's doing right now. He's playing a role. We've been talking a lot behind the scenes at the Watchmen about, you know, what is he playing a role now? We remember we talked about him wanting to get this wrapped up by Easter. Well, and you didn't know, right? Because he's played this game all the way through, and it's to keep the Black Hats, the globalists, off track, off balance, uncertain about what's going on. If it was the truth every single time, they would have known that stuff was coming. And I'm telling you, when you watch the moves and counter moves that were made through these three, well, actually go back to his candidacy. It started, I mean, with him then, but remember, this is at least a 20-year plan. You know, and I don't know how. I mean, obviously they couldn't have planned too much back in right after the Second World War, but that's when the movement started. When the Black Hat started right after the Second World War with the CIA, and the White Hats saw what was coming and developed a counter organization. And thank God, because if they hadn't done that, I don't know that we'd be having this conversation right now. We'd be in the middle of a civil war, a nuclear war, one way or another. But look where we're at. We're on the verge of total victory. I what do we got? We the 10th, 3 weeks left this month. Big things are happening this month. Big things are happening with the economy. I don't know that they're going to do a reset this month, but it's going to come. I think this year. The other thing is you're seeing a lot of the talking heads debate President Trump's chances in the 2020 election because of the virus. And, this is of course, what the deep state wanted, right? Bring the economy down, kill a bunch of people, blame it on President Trump. This is our last chance to get him. Sorry. President Trump wins 2020 with 90% of the vote. Just think about what's going to happen when people find out about the satanic pedophiles. When people see these videos, they've got Hillary Clinton on video torturing and murdering an 8-year-old child, 8-year-old girl, sexually assaulting her too, draining her blood and drinking it. They torture them. Google adrenochrome to elevate the adrenochrome levels in the bloodstream. The fear, that's what does it. These people are monsters. I've never personally seen the video, and I never will watch that video. But I've heard descriptions, and it's horrific. The worst horror movie you ever saw. That's what these people do to our children. And in America, 800,000 a year. That's not a mistake. Google it. 800,000 kids a year missing in America for the last several years. We know where they're going. That's why the mainstream media, not a peep. Politicians, not a peep. Because they're all in on it. Chris Cuomo went to Pedo Island. Don Lemon went to Pedo Island. Jake Tapper went to Pedo Island. I don't think they're going to be around long. I think they got video on them. That's why they've been screaming so loud. Remember what Q said? The ones who scream the loudest, yeah, they're not long for this earth. Because I believe every person that's committed treason, every person that's murdered a child is going to be executed, and rightfully so. You know what God said? Tie a millstone to their neck and throw them overboard. That was God's answer. Not going to be a millstone, but they're going down for sure. Look at how wrong all of the models, the virus models, have been. What a surprise. Over-exaggerated bullshit to drive fear. And now they're kind of stuck, right? Because now it's playing out. The numbers are playing out. It's not what they said it was. It's a flu. It's actually not as dangerous as the flu. I think the flu, the mortality rate is 2.5%. It's running around 1% right now. 1% mortality rate. That's half the flu mortality rate. And we know why. But why people aren't seeing this, why more patriots aren't understanding what's happening, it makes me worry a little bit about the numbers we have. I thought we might get 20 or 25% of the people woke up. I don't think it's that high. Might be 10 or 15%. That's a lot of people that are going to get red-pilled in a short amount of time. That's what I've said for over a year. Our greatest threat is cognitive dissonance. There are going to be, it looks like hundreds of millions of people who are going to suffer from cognitive dissonance. That's the other reason we need the military on the streets. We need martial law. Because can you imagine if there was rioting and looting going on and you got a couple 100 million people suffering from cognitive dissonance? It's a recipe for disaster. I mean, you can't function. And especially as badly as some of these people are going to have it because they're in such denial. I mean, they're going to walk around like zombies for days, maybe weeks. Because this is pretty... It's hair-raising stuff, guys, what's coming out. The things they've been doing. And it goes way beyond the, what they were doing to the kids. And not, I mean, it's probably the worst thing. But, I mean, it's hard to find something that they weren't influencing negatively to impact us. I mean, virtually every aspect of our lives was being impacted by these globalists. All coming to an end, guys. So why are we worried about it? Why are people in a panic whenever you mention martial law? It's like, I don't know, what they're thinking. I mean, it's President Trump. If it was Hillary Clinton or Obama or even Bush, look what that jackass did in New Orleans. It was a test. They did a beta test in New Orleans. They forced the National Guard to go door to door and take guns just to see what the reaction was going to be of the American people. If it would have been a little bit different situation in a different part of the country where there wasn't so much devastation, that could have had a whole different outcome. A pretty ugly outcome. Because the American people aren't going to stand for that crap. And they knew it. And that's why they were going to create a nuclear war to get our guns. Because they wouldn't have gotten them going door to door. There would have been our Civil War, and a lot of people would have died. Millions would have died if we would have gone down that road. So now we're here on the verge of mankind's greatest achievement with minuscule casualties when you compare it to what was coming. And there are going to be some heroes that we're going to find out about from behind the scenes. Because not all these guys made it out of these underground bases. Not all the white hats got away clean. There was some... Just think. They're basically, at least in China Lake, they must have set off 2 mini nukes. Those were explosions that caused those. Listen, I've lived in California my whole life. I know earthquakes. Been through several big ones. They never, ever, in my 64 years, has a news organization ever said for sure, we're going to have another one tomorrow and it's going to be bigger. And it wasn't a thing. There might be, and that's what they'll usually say. We might have some aftershocks. They might be bigger. They might be lower. But they never say, yeah, we're going to have one within 24 hours and it's going to be bigger. I heard it myself from the mainstream media. It was a nuke. It was a mini nuke underground. Both of them were. The first one didn't get everybody they wanted to get. The second one did. And that's been going on all over. We've been hearing for a couple of years now about all these explosions nobody could explain around the country. Well, actually around the world too, I think. Because these underground bases are all over. You won't believe the boring equipment that we have, the technology that we have right now. There's an underground freeway system that crisscrosses America. I think there's also high-speed rail. The technology that's going to be released here in the next year, amazing stuff, changes the world. And it's not like it's not going to be changed enough because we're eliminating 90% of the evil. Like I've been saying, we're going to have a pretty good world when this is all said and done. And it's not very far off. This year, probably, before the end of summer, I think. They can't drag this out much longer. They've got to do something now. They get into summer because Biden's going down. Look at all the politics. There's going to be 400 and almost 450 congressmen. They're going to be indicted, I think, before the election. Big arrest might be coming next week. We'll see how it plays out. But here's the thing, guys. Don't be discouraged if something doesn't happen on Monday or something doesn't even happen next week. It's happening. Guaranteed it's happening. They cannot redo this virus. They can't. They played their hand. Now they got to finish it. And it's, in my opinion, it's going to plan. So we'll see. But don't get discouraged if it doesn't happen. And please, don't make yourself sick worrying about this stuff. There's nothing to worry about. You just gotta be careful. You know, if you're out in public, head on a swivel, situational awareness. Other than that, it's all good, guys. Fauci under fire. You know, he's going to end up in prison. He might go down for treason too. You know, he's a Bill Gates stooge. I mean, you should see all the pictures. I mean, you guys have seen him, I'm sure. Buddies, him and Bill Gates. Car sales in China crash 40% in March. 1 month crashed 40%. You can't survive that. This curve will never flatten again. Fed balance sheet hits 6.1 trillion. 6.1 trillion from the Fed. It's up 2 trillion in 1 month. $2 trillion they dumped in the financial system in 1 month to keep it going. Think about this for a second. In 2007, they put in $700 billion and it got us 12 years. 13 actually. They put in $2 trillion in 1 month to keep this thing moving. It's over. As soon as President Trump wants it to be, it's over. The reason they're pouring the money in, they're never going to have to pay it back, number one. There's a plan here. Everything has to happen in order. Just wait and see how it turns out. Let's see. New York City resorts to bury dozens of virus victims in mass graves on Hart Island. Why? I mean, this is more fear porn. This is less deadly than the flu. We have the flu every year. Every year people die. And we bury them. We don't put them in mass graves. Totally here to create fear. There's nothing to fear. This is the flu at worst. If you're a healthy adult, there's zero for you to fear from this virus. And plus we got the cure too. Graviola tea and quinine water and zinc. Oh, also, guys, graviola tea. Get it at Amazon. They say it cures cancer. A member, actually, a friend of his cancer was cured. It was like he was riddled. They gave him 6 months to live. And that was over a year ago. He's cancer-free, and the doctors can't explain it. Graviola tea. Get it at Amazon. Anybody you know who's suffering from cancer, call them. Let them know about this stuff. It can't hurt, guys. You can drink it all day long. And they say it suffocates the cancer. Try it. Worldwide death toll passes 100,000. This is worldwide. You're kidding, right? With a true pandemic, you lose millions the first month worldwide. This has gone on for a couple of months now, and we're just going past 100K. It's it's a cover, guys. It's a cover for the worldwide economic collapse and the swamp takedown. Worldwide swamp takedown. That's it. Cryptos are getting clubbed, but the whale numbers soar, mirroring what happened in 2016, the halving in 2016. What have I been saying? The whales, the globalists, the elite, driving the price down as they're buying it up. Don't panic. Don't sell. Remember, Litecoin is a 2-year investment. We're not traders. We're investors. Don't get cute and think you're going to trade and make some money. That's a good way to lose all your Litecoin. You're a million. If you got 10 Litecoin and you can hold them for, well, we said 2024. You can hold them for 4 years. You're a millionaire. Don't gamble with that. I mean, it's not very smart. EU reaches agreement on a virus stimulus deal. There's just one thing. Nobody knows how it works. They put in, what did they put in? $500 billion. Well, it's the EU, right? What are they, half the size of us or less? But they had no choice. They're making it sound like, oh, well, yeah, there was some discussion and we finally decided, yeah, we need to do this. They had no choice. If they're going to keep the wheels turning, you got to put the money in. Otherwise, the wheels stop. Think of it as fuel. They don't have this fuel because they're not getting it anywhere else. They're done. You can't keep doing this forever. And now there's no revenues coming in. They cannot keep this going. It's a mathematical certainty, guys. It's coming down and a reset's coming this year. Hopefully sooner rather than later. Yeah, oh boy. China quietly injected a record $5.2 trillion to keep their economy going. $5.2 trillion. This is crazy. I mean, and again, they had no choice. Yeah, to jumpstart their frozen economy. Yeah, frozen. Like rock solid frozen. It's not moving. You can't, I said this, you can't just flip a switch and think that it's going to ramp back up again. Because look at all the businesses that have been shuttered for good. I mean, this thing doesn't turn around quickly. We can turn it around, and President Trump will, but there's a lot of places around the world that are going to have a lot tougher time than we are because they don't have President Trump run the show. They've got globalists who don't really want to do a good job. They want to take the economy down. They want people starving. They want people living in the streets. It's over. The globalist agenda is over. This is the Senate to Saudi Arabia. Slash oil output or else. The bill would remove U.S. troops from Saudi Arabia within 30 days. I think Saudi Arabia is going to cut. Well, I don't know, because they're probably up against it too. Can they cut and still keep the doors open? This thing is at the end, guys. All around the world. No one's going to survive this. It's, I said everyone in a first world country is going to be impacted by this. Everyone. 1929, only 30% of America was impacted. 5% of the world at most. Everyone in the world is going to be impacted by this. Pretty much everyone already has. I'd find a place where people haven't been impacted by what's going on. And you gotta figure this together. The virus and the economy, you gotta figure it together because it's all connected. This isn't like a separate deal. The virus was created for this. It's a cover. Let them fail. Billionaire explains to gobsmacked CNBC host how capitalism is supposed to work. Let them fail. You can't cut it. You shouldn't be here. Survival of the fittest. That's what capitalism is supposed to be. And, you know why it changed? Because big business bought out our politicians. They own them. That's how it happened. Almost over. Tuesday, Dr. Birx, she's one of the people working on the models, for the death tolls. Tuesday, her model said 81,000. Wednesday, it said 60,000. What's it going to be on Monday? Again, more fear porn. They put this stuff out there with no evidence to back it up. In fact, a lot of evidence to the contrary. And they're doing their jobs. We don't want people on the streets right now. Staying home is a safe thing to do. And again, there's not many targets when you can only have groups of 10 people. Yeah, it's not going well for the deep state. All their plans are down the tubes. I mean, most people don't even realize they've been fighting back, really. Here's some more fear porn. Oh, well, wait, I got a better one here. New poll. Dems want to ditch Biden for Andrew Cuomo. Yeah, whatever. Well, here's the thing. They're both going to be in prison before the election. So I don't know, Like I said, this will, if the Democrats even do field a candidate, it's going to be the last one, I think, in there. Democratic Party's done. When the people see what they've been doing to our children, nobody's ever going to vote Democrat again. I've lost hundreds of friends in California. Obviously, all Democrats. Not one of them will ever vote Democrat again. They've got kids. No one can, unless you're mentally ill, you can't condone that stuff. Torturing and murdering children, selling them for their body parts. Tell me somebody who's sane that's going to condone that. Nobody I know. And I've had a lot of people call me a lot of horrible names. But it's because they're ignorant. Their ignorance is gone when these videos come out and the truth comes out. Force-fed red pills. I've been talking about it. If you don't take it on your own, it's going to be force-fed. Because very soon, this stuff's going to be on the mainstream. And the mainstream isn't going to be here. It's not going to be the mainstream we know today. Because they're all going down. When we get on the other side of this thing, I mean, very soon on the other side of this thing, they're all going to be in prison. What we know as the mainstream media today. It's going to be we're going to go back to honest reporting. And guys who aren't going to be honest, they're not going to be around long. And like I said, most of them are going to be in Gitmo. I think within 30 days. Maybe the next week. Let's see. Yeah. Here's more fear porn. Shocking simulation shows how a single cough was spreading a cloud of virus across a supermarket. Are you kidding me? I'm not a doctor. But I'm pretty sure the virus can't be spread that way. Pretty sure. Fear porn, 100%. I mean, they're saying, this is a virus now. There's only a few ways you can catch a virus. Yeah, and they got all these discussions about President Trump being at risk in 2020. Not a chance in hell. President Trump wins 90% of the vote 2020. Hands down. That's it. No worries there, guys. Okay, what do you got for questions? Kevin, what's up? I got to call you, Kevin. I've been crazy busy. I'm not going there, Gary, unless you show me some proof. Not yet. I think it's later. Yeah, the people that don't like President Trump don't know President Trump. They've been brainwashed. They're ignorant. Wait till you see President Trump's popularity. Listen, the world is going to rally around President Trump when this goes down. When they see these videos, when the world sees these videos, he could be elected president of the world with 90% of the vote. Danielle, what's up? Tina, what's up? Dennis, Mike, Mike Janman, guys. Colloidal silver. Order it from Mike. It's, I don't know, it's $4 or something, and it's 25 at GNC. That's where they do all the testing is underground for nuclear weapons anymore. No, it's no danger to us. And these are deep, guys. These are deep underground bases. Deeper than they used to test them at, I believe. Yeah, Kevin saying son's a railroad engineer. And when you see this stuff, like these guys are seeing everything move, yeah, they know something's up. D, how you doing? Chris can't get info from Gemini. They keep saying they need verification photo. I've sent it 4 times. Well, stay on it, Chris. Listen, it's taking several days for accounts to clear. Just because they've taken your money doesn't mean your account's open. They're checking you out. They're verifying that you are who you say you are. So it can take 3, 4, 5. It takes 15 days at Coinbase. So hang in there. It'll be fine. Jessica, how you doing? Francis, Libby, hello. Cody, David, what's up? Make Susie sick. One of Dan's angels. Hello, Susie. Rita. Good, Rita. I'm glad you're excited. We all should be excited. Penny, how you doing? Mike, hello. Cindy, hello. Coinbase.com or Gemini.com. 2 Litecoin exchanges. Yeah, I mean, listen, guys, we know what happens when they keep throwing money at the economy. Eventually, you get hyperinflation. It's happened every single time throughout world history. It's going to happen this time if we get far enough down the road. We only have a couple of weeks to go here. We're not going to see hyperinflation, I don't believe, because this is going to happen too soon. It would take 6 months probably for hyperinflation to kick in. And I don't think we're going to be here in 6 months doing this. I don't see how it can go on 6 months. Buffy, how you doing? Sherry, how you doing? Pauper's graves in Hart Island. Yeah, but why? Why is that a headline? I mean, that's my point. Is it's fear porn? Oh, we're all gonna get buried in mass graves. It's that bad. They've got to bury people in mass graves. It's fear porn. I'm not going to repeat that, Rita. Mike, how you doing? Don't wait to buy Litecoin, guys. Listen, it's at $42. Buy as much as you can, because what you're going to find is it might snap up 10 or 15 or $20. This is going to happen any day. Buy it now. Don't take chances to save a couple of dollars. When you tell people you paid less than 50, they're going to think you're a genius. Danielle, how you doing? I mean, we're talking about $3 million in 4 years. Don't be a jackass. Don't try and save a couple of bucks and lose your Litecoin or lose half of them or that you could have had. Benny, how you doing? Romeda, how you doing? Eleanor? Well, yeah. Eleanor's asking about the confiscated assets. Yeah, they're all going to the government. And then they're going to distribute them. But yeah, I mean, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Twitter, their assets are going to be seized. Soros, assets seized. Bill Gates, going to have his assets seized. We're going to have a nice little bank account to work with. I'll post all the websites again, but it's Gemini.com and Coinbase.com. Gemini's the easier one to get approved for. Coinbase, I heard 2 weeks now. It's a 2-week approval process. Now, that doesn't mean you can't get your coins bought, but they may not show up in your wallet for 2 weeks. That doesn't matter. Get them bought. Because once you've paid for them, they're yours. It might take a few days for them to get to you. Don't sweat that. These guys just didn't start 6 months ago. They've been around for years. They're credible. What we have to worry about is a few weeks, 2 to 4 weeks after the crash, there could be some, if Litecoin skyrockets and then people start pulling profits out, that could cause an exchange to fail. We're a month away from that, probably, from when the economy collapses. So don't worry about a 2-week delay. Worry about the price you're getting. You're getting a good price, and this is a good price. $42 or whatever it is. Buy as much as you can. You're going to be glad you did. And if you don't use your cash, you're going to lose it if you leave it in the bank. Patricia, I hope you heard me about graviola tea. Please try it. It can't hurt. Mike bought more silver cheap at an estate sale. Good job, Mike. Deborah, what's up? Joy, how are you? Randy, what's up? I said hi to David, didn't I? How you doing, David? Feeling better? Yeah. Todd, yeah. The models were made, well, supposedly, like this one lady, but you know who's controlling it? Gates is controlling it. I mean, what was this clown saying about what do you want? Uh, a total shutdown for a month or two? Gates is going down, mark my words. Okay, red pilling, guys. Everybody should have watched the Matrix movies. Remember the scene? Reeves and what was the character's name? I can't remember his name. Orpheus or something. Take the blue pill if you want to keep everything the same. If you take the blue pill, nothing's going to change. Take the red pill if you want to know the truth. And the truth might be hard to take. You're not going to have any choice coming up. Everyone will be red pilled. There's going to be no denying the pedophilia, the swamp, the corruption, the manipulation. It's going to be on the news 24/7. You won't be able to say it's a conspiracy theory anymore. The circus is over. The truth will set you free. Kathleen's talking about President Trump's address from the Oval Office. Big things are coming, guys. Rebecca, how you doing, Scott? Yeah. And now they're arguing. Randy's, most people think this is caused by a bat. I've heard some people say it was a snake. God almighty. Chris, what's up? Yeah, guys, listen. Well, anybody who's got any problems, get a hold of me tomorrow. But listen, it's just a time thing. Because I've been through this with probably 15 people now. It's all about time. Oh, by the way, good point, Todd. We're looking for help. Somebody with good computer slash crypto slash silver knowledge to help out because I'm swamped and everybody else is swamped. So we need help from people that can help steer the members in the right direction because I can't do it all. John, how you doing? Keith, Teddy, what's up? They can say whatever they want to say, but the facts are, and the courts and the government are going to back up the facts that they're legitimate, 100% legitimate. Yeah, Coinbase is the only thing you should be buying, guys. I mean, excuse me, Litecoin. Don't buy Bitcoin. You're gonna kick yourself if you do. Just run the math. They say Bitcoin's going to be worth 12 million in 2024. Litecoin's going to be worth 3. One Bitcoin is around 7,000, give or take. A Litecoin's $42. Doesn't take a genius to figure out you want Litecoin. The same thing with silver and gold. Silver's going to outperform gold 10 times. So what would you rather have? Silver or gold? Silver. There's a reason God showed me, excuse me, physical silver and gold. Physical silver and Litecoin. Just look at the historical average. Silver to gold. It's been 10 to 1 for 5,000 years. That's how it comes out of the ground. Right now it's 100 to 1. When the manipulation's removed, it's going to snap back to its historical average of 10 to 1. Silver's going to outperform gold 10 times. It took Amanda 3 days to get verified by Gemini, but that was probably 2 weeks ago. Every day that goes by, more and more people are waking up, and there's more pressure on these exchanges. That's all it is, guys. They're overwhelmed like we're overwhelmed. Too many people are getting in the game. That's a good thing. Don't panic. Don't pull your money out. That's a bonehead move. I will, Jan. Thank you. No, these no, guys, Joanne, they weren't indictments. They were subpoenas. So today, Durham uh, put out many. I don't know how. I don't know what the total was, but they're grand jury subpoenas. Which the next step is arrest. And we don't. There could be several that they don't need a grand jury for. Or maybe they didn't need any testimony for, right? I think this might be more for show than practical purposes because they've got overwhelming evidence. They don't need any of these people to testify. Jenny, well, 4 days. So are you saying, Jenny, that you got it in 4 days or it only sat for 4 days? Cynthia, what's up? Uh, Cynthia, I'm not sure which photos you're talking about, but the ones I got a few days ago weren't good. I'll talk to you about it later. One of them was from a movie, from a TV show. Um, yeah. Anyway, I'll talk to you about it later. Cherie, how you doing? Well, hey guys, slow down a little bit. I have never said the second coming is coming this year. I believe it's going to be later in the decade. I think it's coming this decade, but that doesn't change anything else I've said. Greatest transfer of wealth in human history, man's greatest age, 1,000 years of peace and prosperity. That's happening. And that came from God. That didn't come from me. Good job, Kevin. More Litecoin. Critical thinking. Use your critical thinking skills. Listen, everything is stacked against us. Everything. They don't want us buying silver. They don't want us buying Litecoin. They make it as distasteful as they can to chase us away. Then they drive the price down at the end and buy up as much as they can. Got to be smarter than them, guys. Yeah, Randy, think about me. I've been doing this since 2014. I'm ready. And I think it's happening this month. Not saying it's going to be done this month, but I think the arrests are coming this month. The economy's coming this month. You're welcome, Chris. Coinbase is probably the largest, most well-established exchange out there. That's why we recommended Coinbase until just a couple of weeks ago, because people were getting backed up. They couldn't get through. If you can open a Coinbase account, open a Coinbase account. Doesn't hurt to have two. So have both. Michael, how you doing? Patriots from Tennessee. Yeah, probably by the time you get your ledger, your coins are going to be available to upload to your ledgers. Yeah, we're all waiting, guys. It's a waiting game now. But the good thing is We know it's coming. That's the good thing about this virus is it's a marker. They have to do it now. They can't go back. Full speed ahead. Amanda bought 300 in silver, 300 in Litecoin. Good job, Amanda. Thanks, David. Storm is upon us. Stay alert. How you doing, Susan? Terry, how you doing? Daryl, what's up? Deborah? I think that's my nephew, Michael. How you doing, Michael? Oh, I think I saw my niece too, Danielle. Dalton. Nephew. Kevin, in fact, Kevin's probably going to be one of the guys that are helping us out. He's posted his phone number here, guys. Anybody that needs any help, call Kevin. It's right there. It's listed in the comment section. Then after I have a talk with him, we're going to put that out to everyone. Listen, the Watchmen are in excellent shape. It's now we got to get, remember guys, every person matters, every day matters, every minute matters. So let's keep pushing. Just because we're set, there's a lot more people we can red pill and prepare. Yeah, Becky got an email from JM Bullion. They're overwhelmed. Be patient. You don't have to worry about these bullion. You know, you may not get it for a couple of weeks. The economy could crash on Monday. You're still going to get it. It's insured. You have nothing to worry about. Get it ordered. Gemini gave you $500 to play with. What the hell is going on there? They didn't give me $500. Hell, I'll open an account at Gemini if they're going to give me $500. So, yeah, Jenny got hers in 4 days. So there's nothing wrong with that, guys. Yeah, there's 155,000 now sealed indictments. My God. There, it looks like I said, and the Anon said a month ago, I think it was, we reported that story, that it would be the first week in April, so we're a little bit long. They might have said the first part of April. I don't remember exactly. Well, combine that with the information we got today from the hospitals that they're issuing martial law badges to nurses and hospital staff. Yeah, it's coming. And they're all, yeah. And most of these, at least the high level ones, are going to be tried at Gitmo. They're going to be military tribunals. Military tribunals for most, and the tribunals for most of them. And there are, I think there's 3 other bases in America that they're going to use also and hold military tribunals there also. Well, listen, all of the mainstream is going to be supporting Trump in a couple of weeks. Kathy bought silver. Good job, Kathy. Tim, what's up? Yeah, it's a joke. Remember what I said, guys. So Chris is saying, top brass of the United States saying that it's not even the coronavirus. What have I been telling you? China stuck it to the deep state. China was supposed to release the real thing, and they released a knockoff. Set the deep state up. Well, I think Pelosi's going to be in jail here in the next couple of weeks. Joy, please get a hold of me if you can help. Yeah, listen, President Trump, God, what they've put him through is criminal. And it is criminal because it's treason. Because this isn't just people, their personal opinion, they don't like President Trump. That's not what it is. This was an organized effort to unseat a duly elected president of the United States. That's treason. If they're talking about this amongst themselves, that that's their motive, they all could go down for treason. And wouldn't that be a great thing? Vegas isn't a good place for your silver, Todd. Get it out of Vegas as quick as you can. Bought silver. Cynthia bought silver from JM Monday and said it was shipped today. So that's, 4 days. That's good, guys. Order it. Don't hesitate. California is the only one I know for sure. I'm betting it's going to be all the liberal strongholds. It's going to be Illinois. It's going to be New York. It's going to be California. The Northeast probably. For sure. This is different than the letters, guys. This is different than the letters they were giving. Those letters are going to go, I think, in the trash. You're going to have a badge now. We're stepping it up a notch. The troops are going to be on the street. When they go to martial law, they're going to start stopping people, I think. At least in the cities. Out in the country, it's going to be pretty hard to enforce, but they're not worried about out here. Yeah. Rita knows what's going on. Keith, what's up? Okay, guys, that's all the questions. Be positive. Remember how we start these conversations. How would you like to be a part of the greatest transfer of wealth in human history? That's how you start this with people. It's a lot better than the Hillary Clinton snuff video. That's for down the road. And at this point, we don't even mention that. Talk about the economy. Talk about the greatest transfer of wealth in human history. Talk about protecting their futures, their financial futures. That's hitting home with people. They still have time to do something about it. They have to get their assets outside the system. Anything on paper is going. Get it out of the bank, out of the stock market, pension funds if you can, 401ks if you can. Anything you can pull money out of, do it now. Don't wait. Because you're going to lose it if you don't. Get rid of the paper, guys. Okay, guys. I think I'm going to go buy a car. So I'm going to wrap it up for tonight. Ending with my prayer. For God and country, amen. And remember, President Trump and God are 1,000% in control. Nothing to fear. See you tomorrow night at 5 Pacific. God bless.